How you doing, guys? This is Tony from AA Global FX. In this video, I'm going to be teaching you a strategy that we use. So this is a basic strategy that you can adapt and try to use on your charts. Okay, so the strategy works on GBPUSD, EURUSD, and GBPJPY, and you only need to use it only on the 5-minute time frame. All right, and we're going to be utilizing imbalances and liquidity. You can do this right after the Asian session, in the London session and the US session. Okay, so now looking at this chart right here, I highlighted the Asian session in this box. So what happens is when you start looking for this setup right after the Asian session connecting to the US session. So basically, when you see a move like this, it could be inverted, it could be a bearish move, but here we're just using a bullish move. So since this would be turning bullish, what we look for is price to go all the way down here. All right, so what you need to see is price going down and taking out the lows down here, right? When price takes down the lows down here, you need to see price going up, all right, and taking out a high back here. All right, so when price takes out that high, it will come back and there will be an imbalance here. So I'll show you what an imbalance looks like. So there will be an imbalance or fair value gap down there, and price will bounce off of that position. This is where you see I put the actual rectangle here. Price will come down here, and then you would have wanted it to go. So the most important thing for you to understand here is that price will move, it will break structure to the downside here, then it will go up and break structure to the upside here, creating an imbalance down here. Then price will be drawn down there, and then it will move up. So that's where we are taking our buying position. So this is a very simple strategy, and I'll show you guys how to do it on the. This is your first time trading and you're having trouble with finding supply and demand areas, this indicator is going to help you. This indicator locates supply and demand areas and you are able to trade from them. If you want more information about this, go to the link in our description below. Let's go. All right, guys, we're here on this chart. We're going to be using an indicator. If you want this indicator, you can join our community. That's where we actually share the indicators and the tools that we use. But this indicator shows us sessions. So in this indicator, you can see the Asian session, you can see the London session, and you can see the US session in orange here. Okay, so right now it's showing red, so that means that we'll be in the Asian session. Okay, so as the Asian session progresses, what are we looking for? Right, we're looking for a low. All right, okay, so this is our first low, this was our second low. Okay, so let's continue playing it. So just like the strategy said, right, the strategy said it needs to break a low down here, right? So it will break the Asian low, and then it would break the high back here, right? So when it breaks the low, it needs to break the high. All right, and what do we look for down here? We look for imbalance or a fair value gap. So if we zoom in here, right, we can see that there was a fair value gap right here. So what you do, you mark out this zone down here, this order block down here. So when you mark it out, you wait for price to get back to fill this imbalance down here. All right, so when it comes down and it fills the imbalance, would expect price to shoot up, but now it needs to form what we call liquidity. Okay, so let's play it. Price keeps on going, goes. So as it's going here, as it's going now, it's forming what we call liquidity. It's forming liquidity as it's going right here. Keeps on going, it keeps on forming the liquidity. Now we're in the US sessions. As you can see that our indicator has shown that it is now orange. So that's what you need to pay attention to as well. And we see the price is spiking up. It created a high. Now when it came down here, this is one thing that I want you guys to notice. All right, it broke structure down here. Okay, so people call it market structure shift, SMC calls it a change of character, but this is what we confirm our swing high. All right, this would be our high back here, right? And then we would have our low back here. Okay, so what you can see, it's now similar to this. Here you had your swing high form up here, right? And then you have your swing low, which would have formed down here like that, through breaking that and breaking that on top there. So now let's continue to look. So now what we're waiting for, we're waiting for price to get down here and sweep all this liquidity, then closes the imbalance, bouncing off the order block down here. All right, so let's play price. What we'll do before we play price, we would put our long position. We would put it right there, and we make sure that our stop is not really tight. All right, we give it some breathing room down there. All right, and our target would be the swing high. Okay, all right, so let's play the chart and let's see what happens. Price taps in to our zone that we had earmarked here, so we see what price does. All right, most traders, you can trail your stop loss here just in case the trade reverses on you, because as I say, there's no strategy that is 100%. Price can turn back here and come and take you out here. So I would advise that you do study on how to trail your stop loss, making sure that your stop loss follows the price where it goes, but make sure that it's not too tight. Just keep it at a zone where price is not too close, because price moves in an up and down manner, so you might get stopped out. So to avoid that, make sure that you at least put it on break even. So we monitor it again. As you can see here, price was actually consolidating, but it's moving, targeting our swing high back here. So let's just move this. That would be our target, and there you have it. It tapped in there. So most probably our take profit would be there. So you would have really taken out most of your positions back here, and this, maybe you would have left one position so that you can at least see how far the actual chart goes. Let's see how far the actual chart goes. Let's just play it. There you go. It actually went all the way down and came back and went to our desired position. So basically this is the strategy. Okay, so remember, this strategy requires you to trade outside the Asian session when you are starting off, so that you can get most of the volatility and actually see where price is actually going. You can check out our group on Discord. It's AA Global FX. That's where we dissect the charts and show you multiple strategies that us and the team use. So make sure that you comment, like, and subscribe, and I'll be definitely sharing some more strategies so that you guys can learn them and put them into practice as well. This is Tony from AA Global FX.